room is dim, the air heavy with the scent of aged vellum and secrets. You're standing in the Beinecke Rare Book Library at Yale, where a single manuscript lies under glass, its pages whispering riddles no one has solved for over 600 years. The Voynich Manuscript. Its name alone sends a shiver down the spine, conjuring images of medieval scribes hunched over candlelit desks, inscribing mysteries in an unknown tongue. This isn't just a book. It's a labyrinth of ink and imagination, a puzzle that has defied the sharpest minds across centuries. Its cryptic script dances across the page, teasing you with meaning just out of reach, while its strange illustrations, plants that don't exist, star charts that defy the heavens, and tiny figures bathing in impossible contraptions, seem to mock your curiosity. For decades, it's been called the world's most mysterious book, a relic that feels like it was written by someone or something not entirely of this world. And now in 2025, artificial intelligence has stepped into the fray, claiming to have cracked its code. What it's revealed? Something so unsettling it might rewrite everything we thought we knew about the past. The story begins in the early 15th century, a time when Europe teetered on the edge of the Renaissance, when alchemists chased the philosopher's stone and astronomers gazed at skies they barely understood. Somewhere in this world, someone created the Voynich Manuscript. Carbon dating pins its vellum to between 1404 and 1438, a narrow window that places it in a vibrant, chaotic era of discovery and secrecy. But unlike other manuscripts from that time, illuminated Bibles or treatises on medicine, this one stands alone. No author claims it. No library catalog mentions it. No parallel text exists to anchor its meaning. It's as if it appeared from nowhere, a ghost in the archives, its 240 pages of treated animal skin filled with a script that no one can read. The ink, still vivid after centuries, traces looping, unfamiliar glyphs, a language that feels both deliberate and alien. The pages are adorned with drawings so bizarre they seem to belong to a fever dream. Plants with roots like claws and flowers that mimic no known species, cosmic diagrams that hint at stars or planets yet match no known constellation, and those eerie, naked figures bathing in tubes that twist like veins through the pages. Who crafted this? Why? Was it a genius hiding knowledge from prying eyes, or a trickster laughing at us across the ages? The manuscript's journey through history only deepens its enigma. It first surfaced in the court of Rudolph II, Holy Roman Emperor, in the late 16th century, a man obsessed with the occult and the arcane. Legend has it he paid a fortune for it, believing it held secrets of the universe. From there, it passed through the hands of alchemists, scholars, and collectors, each one captivated, each one stumped. By the 20th century, it had landed in the hands of Wilfred Voynich, a rare book dealer whose name it now bears. He spent his life trying to unravel its meaning, only to die with the mystery intact. Cryptographers, fresh from cracking wartime codes, pored over its pages. Linguists compared its script to every known language, from Latin to Sanskrit to forgotten dialects of the Middle Ages. Nothing fit. Frequency analysis, substitution ciphers, statistical modeling, all the tools of code breaking failed. The manuscript seemed to taunt them, its structured repetition and consistent handwriting suggesting a purpose, a logic, but one that refused to yield. Some called it a hoax, a medieval con job meant to fleece a rich patron. Others saw it as a cipher, hiding alchemical secrets or forbidden knowledge. A few even whispered it might be something otherworldly, a message from a mind or minds beyond our own. What makes the Voynich so maddening, so magnetic, is its refusal to fit any mold. The plants, for instance, are almost familiar, their leaves and stems echoing real species. Yet no botanist can name them. Are they a coded herbal meant to guard medicinal secrets? Or are they pure fantasy drawn to deceive? The astronomical diagrams, with their spinning wheels and radiating lines, suggest a knowledge of the cosmos that feels advanced for the time, yet they align with no known zodiac or planetary system. And those bathing figures, women often unclothed, immersed in strange, tubular baths, defy all logic. Are they depictions of healing rituals, fertility rites, or something stranger, something symbolic we can't yet grasp? The manuscript's uniformity, its careful handwriting and deliberate layout, screams intention. This was no casual scribble. Someone, or a group of someones, poured immense effort into creating a work that feels like a unified system, a book with a purpose. But what? The more you stare at its pages, the more it feels like a mirror, reflecting your own hopes and fears back at you. Is it a treasure map to lost wisdom? A warning? Or just a beautiful, infuriating lie? In the 21st century, the Voynich met its match, or so we thought. Artificial intelligence, with its ability to sift through patterns no human eye could catch, seemed like the key to finally unlocking the manuscript's secrets. By 2016, a team from the University of Alberta made headlines with a bold claim. Their AI had pegged the script as a distorted form of Hebrew. The idea was electrifying. Hebrew, a language with ancient roots, written right to left in angular characters, seemed an unlikely match for the Voynich's flowing glyphs. Yet the AI, trained on hundreds of languages, pointed to it with startling confidence, suggesting the text was an anagrammed, encrypted version of Hebrew words. They even offered a tentative translation of the opening line. She advised the priest. For a moment, the world held its breath. Could this be the breakthrough? Could the manuscript, after centuries of silence, finally speak? But as the excitement faded, doubts crept in. Critics argued the Hebrew theory was too shaky, built on statistical patterns that might just be coincidence. Rearranging every word into anagrams seemed like an impossibly complex task for a medieval scribe. And why Hebrew? Why hide it so deeply? The theory sparked hope, but it didn't crack the code. The Voynich remained silent, its secrets locked away. Yet the AI's attempt wasn't a failure. It was a spark. It showed that machines could see things humans couldn't, that they could find patterns in the chaos of the manuscript script. By 2025, the race to decode the Voynich had become a global obsession, fueled by advances in natural language processing and deep learning. Researchers fed high-resolution scans of the manuscript into algorithms that analyze not just the text but the shapes of the glyphs, the layout of the paragraphs, even the subtle variations in ink color. Some teams explored steganography, wondering if the meaning lay not in the words but in their placement or form. Others tested theories of Proto-Romance languages, Arabic influences, or even lost dialects from the edges of medieval trade routes. Online communities sprang up, amateur sleuths and AI enthusiasts working side by side, sharing theories and code. The manuscript had become more than a book. It was a challenge to humanity's ingenuity, a test of whether we could bridge the gap between our world and the mind of its creator. Every new attempt brought us closer, yet the Voynich held its ground, daring us to keep trying. The Voynich manuscript sits like a silent oracle, its pages a canvas of secrets that have outlasted empires. As you turn its vellum in your mind's eye, you can almost feel the weight of the centuries pressing down, the countless hands that have touched it, the minds that have wrestled with its riddles. In 2025, the world is buzzing with the promise of artificial intelligence, a tool that feels almost magical in its ability to unravel patterns hidden from human sight. The manuscript, once a relic studied by candlelight, now faces the relentless gaze of algorithms, neural networks trained to dissect its cryptic script and surreal imagery. Yet even as AI probes deeper, the Voynich seems to push back, its mysteries growing darker, its implications more unsettling. What if the truth it holds isn't just a forgotten language or a lost herbal guide, but something that challenges the very way we see our past? What if the manuscript's silence is protecting us from a truth we're not ready to face? The physical manuscript itself is a marvel, a testament to the care and intent of its creator. Its 240 pages, crafted from treated animal skin, were a luxury in the 15th century, reserved for works of profound importance. The ink, still vibrant after 600 years, clings to the vellum with a clarity that defies time, as if the scribe knew their work would endure. The illustrations are where the manuscript truly comes alive. or unnerves. Picture the plants, roots twisting like serpents, leaves that mimic no known species, flowers that seem to pulse with an otherworldly life. Botanists have pored over these drawings, hoping to find a match in nature, but every attempt ends in frustration. The leaves might resemble one genus, the stems another, but the whole is a chimera, a creation that feels plucked from a dream. Are these plants a code, each curve and thorn hiding a secret? Or are they a deliberate fiction, meant to dazzle or deceive? The manuscript offers no answers, only more questions, each page a challenge to your sanity. Then there are the cosmic diagrams, circles within circles, lines radiating like spokes of a wheel. They feel like maps of the heavens, but they align with no known stars or planets. In the 15th century, astrology was a respected science, yet these drawings don't match the zodiac systems or celestial charts of the time. They seem to speak of a cosmos beyond what medieval scholars knew, hinting at a knowledge that feels almost forbidden. Could they represent a lost understanding of the stars, a glimpse of a universe we've forgotten? Or are they pure invention, designed to spark wonder in the minds of those who gazed upon them? The manuscript's refusal to conform to known systems makes it feel like a message from another time or another reality. And those bathing figures, small and vulnerable, immersed in tubes that twist and coil like living things. What are they doing? Are they part of a healing ritual, a fertility rite, or something stranger, something that defies the boundaries of medieval thought? The tubes, suspended or winding, suggest a technology or symbolism we can't place, a puzzle that feels both intimate and alien. The script itself is the heart of the mystery. The glyphs, flowing and deliberate, form words that repeat with eerie consistency, as if following rules we can't decipher. The handwriting is uniform, the work of a single scribe or a tightly coordinated group, suggesting months, maybe years of effort. This wasn't a casual project. Someone poured their soul into these pages, crafting a document that feels like a unified whole, a system with a purpose. But what purpose? Early code breakers, armed with pen and paper, tried to crack it, using techniques that unraveled ancient ciphers and wartime codes. They counted letter frequencies, mapped word patterns, searched for grammatical clues. Nothing worked. In the 1920s, a researcher claimed the manuscript was the work of Roger Bacon, a 13th century philosopher hiding scientific secrets. The theory collapsed under scrutiny, but it set the tone for decades of hope and heartbreak. World War II cryptographers, veterans of breaking enigma, took their shot and failed. Even the computers of the 1980s and 90s, with their brute force calculations, couldn't dent the manuscript's defenses. It was dubbed the Unbreakable Cipher, a title that only fueled its legend. Enter artificial intelligence, the great hope of the 21st century. By the mid-2010s, researchers were feeding the Voynich's digitized pages into machine learning models, hoping to uncover what human minds had missed. AI excels at finding patterns, subtle repetitions, statistical quirks that escape even the sharpest scholars. The 2016 Hebrew theory was a turning point, not because it solved the puzzle, but because it showed what AI could do. The University of Alberta team used natural language processing to compare the manuscript script to hundreds of known languages, and their algorithm pointed to Hebrew, suggesting the text was a scrambled, encrypted version of it. The idea was thrilling. A medieval scribe, perhaps a Jewish scholar, hiding knowledge in a code so complex it baffled the world for centuries. But the theory crumbled under closer inspection. The statistical matches were intriguing but inconclusive, and the idea of an entire manuscript built on anagrammed Hebrew seemed impractical. Critics pointed out that no medieval cipher used such a method, and the glyphs bore little resemblance to Hebrew's angular script. Still, the attempt lit a fire, proving that AI could see the manuscript in ways humans never could. By 2025, the quest had grown into a global movement. Researchers, hobbyists, and AI enthusiasts collaborated online, sharing high-resolution scans and running their own experiments. Some used deep learning to analyze not just the text, but the manuscript structure, how paragraphs were laid out, how glyphs varied in shape. even how the ink's color shifted across pages. Others explored steganography, wondering if the meaning was hidden in the placement of symbols or the curves of the illustrations. The manuscript became a digital playground, a challenge that united coders in Silicon Valley with historians in Oxford. Theories multiplied. Some saw traces of Proto-Romance languages. Others pointed to Arabic or Persian influences from medieval trade routes. A few even speculated about lost dialects from Asia, carried to Europe by merchants or monks. Each theory felt like a step closer, yet the manuscript remained elusive. Its script a locked door no key could open. The more we learned, the more it felt like the Voynich was playing a game, revealing just enough to keep us hooked, but never enough to surrender its truth. The emotional weight of the Voynich lies in its defiance. It's not just a book. It's a mirror of human curiosity, a test of our need to find meaning in the unknown. Every failed attempt, from medieval scholars to modern supercomputers, is a reminder of how little we control the past. The manuscript feels alive, almost sentient, as if it's watching us struggle, daring us to keep trying. And yet, with every AI breakthrough, there's a flicker of fear. What if we do unlock it? What if the message isn't a recipe for healing or a map of the stars, but something darker, something that challenges the history we've built, the stories we tell ourselves about who we are? The Voynich manuscript isn't just a puzzle, it's a confrontation with the limits of our understanding. A whisper from the past that says, "You're not ready for me yet." The Voynich manuscript lingers in your mind like a half-remembered dream, its pages a maze of symbols and images that seem to pulse with hidden meaning. In 2025, as artificial intelligence pushes the boundaries of what we believe is possible, the manuscript stands as a defiant enigma, a relic that refuses to be tamed. The world watches, breathless, as researchers and algorithms chase the truth, each breakthrough tinged with a growing unease. What if the Voynich isn't just a book, but a warning? What if its cryptic script and surreal drawings hold a truth so profound, or so terrifying, that it was meant to stay buried? As AI peels back the layers, the manuscript's secrets begin to feel less like a puzzle and more like a Pandora's box. The closer we get, the more we wonder. Are we ready to know what it's been hiding for 600 years? The debate over the manuscript's nature has always been a tug-of-war between belief and skepticism. Some see it as a genuine message, a lost language or code preserving knowledge too dangerous or sacred for its time. Others argue it's a hoax, a medieval masterpiece of deception crafted to dazzle a wealthy patron or mystify future generations. The hoax theory has its champions, like scholar Gordon Rugg, who showed how a simple grid called a Cardan grill could produce text with the Voynich's repetitive, language-like patterns. Imagine a cunning scribe chuckling as they wove nonsensical syllables into something that looked profound, pairing it with fantastical plants and cosmic diagrams to sell the illusion. In the 15th century, fake occult manuals were a lucrative trade, and the Voynich, with its lavish vellum and vivid inks, would have been a tempting prize. But the manuscript's sheer scale, 240 pages of meticulous script and art, feels like too much effort for a scam. Random gibberish doesn't form the structured patterns AI has detected, the subtle repetitions that hint at a deeper logic. If it's a hoax, it's one so elaborate it rivals the genius it pretends to be. On the other side, those who believe the Voynich holds real meaning point to its obsessive consistency. The script's uniformity, the way certain glyphs cluster like words in a sentence, suggests a system with rules even if we can't crack them. AI has bolstered this hope, uncovering patterns that feel tantalizingly close to language. Beyond the Hebrew theory, researchers have explored other possibilities: a Proto-Romance dialect, bridging early Spanish and Italian, influences from Arabic or Persian, carried by medieval trade routes, even whispers of lost Asian languages brought to Europe by Silk Road travelers. Each theory carries a spark of possibility, but none have unlocked the full text. Some propose the manuscript is a medical guide, perhaps for women's health, its bathing figures and strange plants hinting at herbal remedies or fertility rituals. The idea is seductive, a secret manual encrypted to protect sacred knowledge from religious authorities. But why such a complex code for practical use? And why no trace of similar text in the historical record? The manuscript feels like it exists in a vacuum, a singular artifact that defies comparison. As AI digs deeper, the stakes feel higher. In 2025, the tools are more powerful than ever, with neural networks analyzing not just the script, but the manuscript's every detail, the curve of a glyph, the spacing of a paragraph, the faint variations in pigment. Some researchers have turned to unconventional methods like examining the illustrations for hidden codes or treating the text as a visual cipher, where meaning lies in the shapes rather than the words. Online communities buzz with theories, from steganography to numerology, each contributor hoping to be the one who finally breaks through. Yet the manuscript's resistance is almost palpable, as if it's guarding something. The more patterns AI uncovers, the more questions arise. If it's a language, why does it match no known grammar? If it's a cipher, why has no key emerged? The Voynich feels like a paradox, a text that invites decoding but punishes certainty. Every step forward seems to pull us deeper into its labyrinth, where answers dissolve into shadows. The emotional pull of the Voynich is its refusal to let go. It's a mirror of our deepest desires, to solve the unsolvable, to touch the past, to know what was never meant to be known. For centuries it has drawn in dreamers and skeptics alike, each one hoping to claim its secrets. AI has brought us closer than ever, but it's also amplified the manuscript's mystique. What if the truth isn't a language or a code, but something stranger, a philosophical treatise, a vision of a world that never was, or a message meant for a future we're only now reaching? The bathing figures, the impossible plants, the cosmic wheels, they feel like fragments of a story we can't yet tell. Some whisper that the manuscript might be a warning, a record of knowledge too dangerous to be shared, encoded to protect humanity from itself. Others see it as a celebration of the unknown, a reminder that some mysteries are meant to endure. In the end, the Voynich Manuscript is more than a book. It's a challenge to our belief in certainty. It asks us to confront the limits of our tools, our minds, our history. As AI continues its relentless pursuit, we stand at a crossroads. If we unlock the Voynich, we might find a treasure of lost wisdom, a forgotten science, a hidden philosophy, a glimpse of a world we've forgotten. But what if the truth is darker? What if the manuscript reveals a past we can't reconcile, a knowledge we're not ready to face? The Voynich doesn't just hold secrets, it holds us, drawing us into its orbit, forcing us to question what we believe about the world and ourselves. As we peer into its pages, we're not just decoding a manuscript, we're decoding our own need to know, our hunger for meaning in a universe that refuses to explain itself. The Voynich Manuscript remains silent, but its silence speaks louder than words, whispering a truth we may never fully grasp. Some mysteries are bigger than us all. The debate over the manuscript's nature has always been a tug-of-war between belief and skepticism. Some see it as a genuine message, a lost language or code preserving knowledge too dangerous or sacred for its time. Others argue it's a hoax, a medieval masterpiece of deception, crafted to dazzle a wealthy patron or mystify future generations. The hoax theory has its champions like scholar Gordon Rugg, who showed how a simple grid called a Cardan grill could produce text with the Voynich's repetitive, language-like patterns. Imagine a cunning scribe chuckling as they wove nonsensical syllables into something that looked profound, pairing it with fantastical plans